Hello guys, well welcome back to another video. Today we are predicting TPOT as of TPOT 21. I just don't want to waste time, so let's just get started. So as we all know, Team Alive was up for elimination last episode. I think Grassy will be the first save with him normally getting a high vote count and literally being like the main character of this episode. I think Price Tag will be the next one safe, followed by Tennis Ball. The reason why I think Price Tag will be the second one safe is because of the scene with 2, which I think will give them a big boost up in votes, and Tennis Ball because he can literally just like be dead for the whole entire episode and get like 1 billion votes. And I think Winner will be the next one safe with them having a lot of screen time this episode and being like one of the main characters. Now this is the very predictable 1 and 3. I'm just going to cut to the chase here. There's no way Market is surviving this elimination, but the other 2 is actually close. So let's start off with Lai. The reasons why Lai could be eliminated is because Lai has got really big episodes in the past and still ended up in the bottom 2. Case in point, episode 19. She was the main character of the team and she somehow still ended up in the bottom 2. Keep in mind, her versus Bottle, like, she was safe in a landslide, but there's something that could save her, is that she had a more important episode than Book did. But the reasons why Book might be eliminated is because, well, Book did practically nothing, probably did just the same amount as Marker, but the only reason why I think she's safer than Marker, because she did like slightly more than Marker. She's also a finalist, which is confirmed to be making to the final 2 in BFDIA, so I guarantee that will also hurt her chances of getting further than Teapot. And people might not save her because of that. But one of the reasons why Book might survive over Lai is because, frankly, Book's more popular than Lai. But looking at all the evidence, who do I think will be the one who will end up being safe? The one I think will end up being safe is Lai, with Book and Marker being eliminated. I think episode 22 would have been a non-competition episode and Pencil would have came back to the prison. The arc wouldn't be over, but like, the whole time travel plot would be over. I think this episode would also be the rejoin, but I think everyone who didn't make it to the team swap, minus Bell and Bommy, would be up for rejoin. First 2 that are not rejoining are Naily and Saul, then Vody and Iggy. Next 2 that are not rejoining are Cake and Cloudy, then Clock and Pie, then Puffball and Nickel. It's now the top 6, but the next 2 not rejoining are Lightning and Bucky. I don't think Teardrop will be rejoining either, because I think the hype for her has died down a bit. Now it's the top 3, so I'll be starting to get more depth. I think they won't rejoin or will rejoin, because these 3 are definitely some of the most liked people to rejoin, plus Teardrop. But I just don't think Teardrop's going to be in the top 3. But the one I don't think is rejoining is Fries. I feel like Fries has to split supporters with Puffball, and that will definitely hurt him. And he also has gone far in BFDIA. And yeah, I just don't think Fries is rejoining none of the 2. So let's go over the pros and cons of Remote and Coiny. The cons with Remote is that, well, she has lost a significant amount of fan base over time, with a lot of people calling her bland and boring, which I do agree with, and her not being nearly as well liked and like important character as Coiny. But her pros is that she's in like probably the most popular team of BFDI ever, with it being Death Pact, and so a lot of people want to see her rejoin somehow, saying that she has a lot of potential, which I try to think what she could do. I honestly don't know. I think if she rejoins, we might have a Lai situation. But with Coiny, the cons with him rejoining is that he already got far in BFDIA, and he's also an original competitor, which people might not vote him because they want to see a newbie win, or newbie get far and have a second chance. But this is a really good pro for him. I literally wouldn't say he made the top 2. Like, if this didn't happen. He didn't win BFDIA. Everyone was expecting him to win BFDIA. That's why so many people were upset about him getting out. But there were more people upset about him getting out because he got eliminated in BFDIA. So I think him being eliminated in BFDIA does boost his chance of rejoining TPOT a lot. But the one I don't think is rejoining is Remote, which means Coiny, welcome back to the game. I think this challenge will be like BFDI A14, and here's the duos. Let's start with tennis ball and golf ball. Let's go over the pros and cons of both of the characters. First, let's start with tennis ball with his pros. His pros is that tennis ball has been talked a lot about lately, especially in the OSC space, with there being a billion videos about him. Seriously, like I swear to like every week I see like one new analyzed video about tennis ball. So it's clear that he's now becoming more like popular in the OSC and also being more of a known character. But the cons is that, I'm just gonna say it, people 100% would want golf balls to get further than TPOT. I see so many posts you want to see get further than TPOT. Tennis ball, golf ball wins by a mile, and tennis ball was way less relevant than golf ball and TPOT with this being the with episode 21 being like first episode in a billion years not being chased by a horse. So yeah, that's his con. Now with golf ball, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think she has any cons. I think golf ball only has pros. The pros is that, one, she's never made it further than tennis ball, so people want to see her actually be in an episode without tennis ball, which has never happened in the whole history of BFDI, with tennis ball overall being getting fired every season, and golf ball never even once make it to the merge, just by being every single season. Also, she's more relevant than tennis ball. So let's just go on with who I think will be eliminated now. Yeah, I'm gonna be real, tennis ball's 100% eliminated. Now let's get started to the way much more harder to predict elimination now. Okay, let's get started with the cons of Winner. The cons of Winner is I don't think Winner has that much stuff to do right now, with them kind of being more of a background character. I know they did quite a bit in the most recent episode. I think these more recent episodes they won't have that much to do with the loser stuff kind of being resolved. So that's their cons. I think the pros is that they might be slightly more popular than Price Tag. By I mean slightly, I mean very much slightly. So let's just get started with the cons of Price Tag. The cons of Price Tag is that right now they're less popular than Winner. But to be honest, I think by this episode that might become irrelevant. Let's go on with the pros of Price Tag. Pros of Price Tag, I think Price Tag is going to be really important in these future episodes with their them having friendship with 2, and also that's another pro, the friendship with 2, and also I think they'll get a lot of Gady supporters with their friendship with 2 and all that. So I think Price Tag's going to get a massive boost up in votes in these next couple episodes. So let's just get started with the elimination now. The person I think will be eliminated is Winner. So that means goodbye, Winner. First one safe is Pencil, then Black Hole. Now it's the bottom 3. I think all 3 of these people have as equal chance of being eliminated. So I really don't know who's going home here. Like I struggled. Let's go over the pros and cons of Fanny first. First, the pros. She seems to get a lot of votes even though she doesn't do that much. But I partially think that maybe because a lot Mark and Tree didn't do that much. And Fanny has been really important in the Death Pact arc. I don't know. I think that boost might have worn off. Her con is that she is not doing that much, and I think right now everyone else who's up for elimination with her is way much more important than her, especially the people in the bottom 3. Now let's go with Donut. The cons with Donut is that he doesn't seem to get a lot of votes, even if he does a lot. Case in point with TPOT 17, and his pros is I think he is gonna do a lot, and it might be enough to save him. Now with Fly, her pro is that she seems to be maybe one of the main characters. Her cons is that, well, she can do a lot but still get like barely any votes. But the person safe is Lai. I just think that Lai will have more to do than Fanny and Donut, and I think Fanny's gonna become a really liked character, maybe more liked than Donut and Fanny, but I'm not so sure about that. So Lie, you're safe, which means Fanny and Donna are eliminated. So I think this episode would be an automatic elimination challenge, and I think Grassy will be the one who ends up losing. But keep in mind there will still be a vote, but it will just be not a double elimination. First one safe will be Corny because he's a rejoiner. Next one safe will be Pencil and Golf Ball. And finally Pen will be the next one safe. Honestly, I'm kind of shocked that Blacko ended up in the bottom 2, but he kind of just ended up here because of like, I feel like everyone else is just slightly more popular than him. But I'm just gonna be so real. Price tag is 100% dead here. There's no world where Blacko's getting eliminated over price tag. I'm just gonna make this one short because I don't really have to mention it. I think episode 28 will be a non-competition episode. I think this episode will mostly resolve stuff with one, but like, yeah, I think this episode, but I think it won't resolve everything with one, but I think it will resolve most stuff, so we'll still have some stuff with one in the finale, but this will mostly be, this will be a completely non-competition episode. Here it is, the final elimination of TPOT. First one safe is Pen, then Golf Ball. Now it's our bottom 3. All 3 of these guys are conveniently rejoiners / debuters, and I think all 3 of these guys could have as equal chance of being eliminated as each other. Let's go over with the pros and cons of Corny. Pros of Corny is that people might want him to win TPOT to make up for his BFDIA from not winning BFDIA, which he should have. Let's be real with ourselves. But cons is that people might not vote him because he's a rejoiner. He's missed a huge chunk of the competition with basically most of the one stuff. Lie, pros of Lie. I think after everyone here who's in the bottom 3, people want to see Lie win the most. But con is that, let's be honest, she plays less popular than everyone else left than the other 3 bottom 3 is. So that will definitely hurt her chances. And now with Pencil. Pros is that she's probably the most popular one here, but cons is that she's really controversial and I think her arc has ended and no one really wants her to win. But the one that I think is safe, I know this is a really hot take because I know this person is not even getting a lot of votes right now, but I think it's Lie. I think Lie will make it to the finale of TPOT, while Corny and Pencil fall just short of making it to the finale. The reason why I think Lie will be safe over them, because I think more people want to see Lie win over Corny or Pencil. Now here it is, the 4 finalists of TPOT. I think all 4 of these contestants deserve a spot as equally as each other in the finale of TPOT, even as the winner. I would be happy with any of these people winning, but as we know, because it can only be one winner, and we're here to find out who it is. But I believe the 4th place will end up being Lie. As much as Lie has really shown herself to be could be a really good winner, I don't think Lie will end up winning this. Lie missed out a huge chunk of the competition with her being in the exit for the longest time, with her missing out on the first 12 episodes. Compared to these guys who've been in every single episode of TPOT, and also Lie is easily the least popular of the 4 finalists, with all these 4 never really being in the bottom 2, with Golf Ball only being in the bottom 2 once, and Pen and Blacko not being in the bottom 2 at all. But I'm sorry Lie, even though you played a good game, I don't think you're making it to the top 3. Now we're in our top 3. I actually, to this day, don't really even know. I could see any of these 3 being the winner of TPOT. I think these 3, I honestly think between these 3 it could be a 100 vote gap. This is how close I think the votes will be. I honestly don't know who it would be, but I see all 3 of these guys get mentioned at least once as maybe a potential winner. But the one I think will be getting 3rd place is Golf Ball. As much as I really think Golf Ball has a good shot of winning, and I know how loved she is to win, I think she's not as liked as Pen and Golf Ball, Pin and Black Hole, with them normally dominating the team's votes, and also Pin and Black Hole just for some reason unanimously loved, with them barely having any haters compared to Golf Ball, who's, I gotta admit, is a less of a controversial character than back in the day, shown as BFDIA, with her actually getting quite far, with her being the main character and it being voted to eliminate. But I think Golf Ball, she has probably grown the most out of these three in TPOT. I just don't think she's gonna win compared to these two. If she was against like almost anybody else in the finale, I think she would win. But compared to these two, no. Now we have the final two of TPOT. Both Death Pactors actually, with Pin being an ex-Death Pactor. These two are easily the most liked in probably left in TPOT, with them actually also being really liked in BFB, with Pin actually being arguably a fan favorite of BFB, and Black Hole winning the popularity vote back in BFB 14. And honestly, back in the day before like TPOT 3, I would have said these guys would have been the final two, but I kind of changed my mind. But now I'm going back to them. I think these two have both really compelling arcs that's also really liked by the community and also decently well written. But there's can only be one winner, and the person I think will be getting the silver medal is Black Hole, which leaves Pin as the winner of TPOT. I really do think Pin will win TPOT. I do think something bad will happen if he doesn't at least make it top 6. And yeah, Pin, I think 100% deserves this. I think he is kind of getting a winner's arc, with him kind of learning to like win for himself, something like that. Maybe not exactly like that. Also, it would be kind of fitting if Nita wins, which she should win after everyone is left, because he literally was friends with the winner of BFDIA and became the winner of TPOT, beating 45 people. So Pin is my predicted winner. With that, here is my final prediction of TPOT. And maybe when TPOT's over, you can look at this prediction, see how wrong I am. And if you guys are curious, this is my prediction for BFDIA. Anyway, see you guys.